Everyone's heard the story of Jesus walking on the water. The disciples were out in a boat and the wind was against them and they were getting a bit frightened, so he walks over to them. It's both in Matthew and in Mark, and we know that Matthew was reading from Mark's Gospel because their first two verses are identical. But then Matthew makes a few changes, he tidies up the language a bit, and then he adds a completely extra bit to the story. See, Jesus walks to the boat, and Simon Peter says, "Oh, can I walk on the water too?" And Jesus says, "Yes, walk to me." So he gets out of the boat and begins to walk towards Jesus, but then loses faith and begins to drown, and Jesus picks him up. Nice little sermon there. You know, this is how we, if we lose faith in Jesus, we'll begin to drown. We need to keep faith with him. Nice little bit there. The next bit, though, is much more problematic. So first I'm going to read what Mark says about the disciples. And they were utterly astounded. They were utterly astounded when Jesus got in the boat with them, for they did not understand about the loaves, but their hearts were hardened. It's the loaves, of course, go back to the feeding the 5,000. Their hearts were hardened. Now, that's odd in the first place, because they've seen Jesus walk on water. They've seen him magically produce enough bread and fishes for 5,000 people, but they don't believe it. That's odd. And then not they didn't believe, but their hearts were hardened, as if somebody else hardened their hearts. It doesn't say who, but usually in the Bible it's God hardens people's hearts. Yeah, very peculiar. But anyway, so Matthew looks at that and said, no, that can't be true. So he changes it completely. And when they got, all right, so Simon and Jesus are walking on the water. They go back to the boat, and those in the boat worshipped him, saying, "Truly, you are the Son of God." So we've got two completely different things. In Mark, their hearts are hardened, but in Matthew, they worship him as the Son of God. Isn't that bizarre? So which one's correct? Mark or Matthew? Nobody knows.
The things that you're liable to read in the Bible, it ain't necessary